All right, good morning, everybody. Give me a second here. All right, so let's take a look at the markets, look at futures. And we shall see here that the market still been kind of in the middle of that rising. You guys see this rising wedge pattern that's being formed. It's kind of right in the center of it, bouncing off of the 9 EMA. So now it needs to get above that 29.47 or 29 kind of 50-ish area. So it's right around support. Got to get above that 29.47. Lucian, you got your trading shoes on? Yes. I got my, what do you call these things? The Brooks Walker. The ugly looking orthopedic shoes. Those things are ugly looking, but they kind of work. I do need some better insoles though. I don't think my Dr. Scholl's are working as good. I forgot, whoever told me, I forgot what you guys said for those insoles. Someone's got to send me a message with those awesome insoles you guys were telling me about. I got to get those. All right, so let's take a look at OGEN, OGEN. And all right, so pre-market high around 233. You see it has a history of pumping and dumping. So had a high wave candle yesterday. So we'll see if this thing will continue up on its pump. Let me see on the hourly here. Yeah, it's a bit overextended, so we'll see if it, again, remember guys, if you're new, these are pump and dump. So as you can see, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, and I'm sure it'll probably dump at some point. So we'll keep an eye on OGEN. All right, so what else we got? DTEA. Let's see. It was me, Mind Soul. Can you, dang it, I'm going to text myself that. I don't know if you guys do. I don't do reminders. I text myself, so I always have like a million different texts. Mind, S-O-L-E. Insoles. Inserts. Insoles. I'm going to take a look at those, see how good those are. My Dr. Scholl's aren't the greatest. Just Google it. I will do. Or will do. DTEA. Everybody thinks I'm Dan today. This is Lucian today, not Dan. What's up, Tony? Pre-market high, 414. Pumping and dumping. Another pump and dump. So we'll see if this one has some continuation. Let's see. Cannabis stock, it looks like. So we'll keep an eye on DTEA as well. Let's look at CLRB. That one's kind of dumping too right now. So pre-market high 476. Let's move this actually. 476 right near that gap. So this one has a potential gap to fill around 518. So I like this one a little bit. Then I'm probably going to keep an eye on this one a little bit closer just because of that gap. So we'll see if that can, you see the base of the gap right down over here on that 377 area. So kind of has an inverse head and shoulders-ish pattern. So I'm going to keep an eye on CLRB. It's dumping now, but we'll see if it continues up and can go into the gap. Let me look at our watch list. something. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm just noticing something with our website I don't like to see. Give me 1 second. All right, guys. Sorry, I'm super anal retentive. I just saw something that needed to be fixed. What else we got here? All right, let me put in these ones right here. NOG from the watch list, CRK, GBR, EPRI, all right, let me take a look at NBEV. That's a pot stock. Dang, that one has no chill lately. Pre-market high 1020. So guys, remember many of these are pump and dumps on these pot stocks. So it kind of has a cup and handle-ish pattern going on here. So it did reject up here around that 1020. So we'll keep this one off to the side. NBEV again, it's a pot stock, so we'll see if it'll get a pump up over $10. It's rejecting hard right now. So NOG, let's see, pre-market high 446. This one's got some, let me look at resistance. This one's moving kind of nice right now. This one might have a chance to get up right below that $5, some resistance. NOG is one to definitely keep an eye on. This one looking kind of nice, riding the 9 right now. So I like the looks of NOG right now. It is a a higher float stock, so this one might slowly grind. But I like the looks of NOG. All right, let's take a look at CRK. CRK kind of has a cup and handle intraday. You can see an inverse head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Let's see, $10, some resistance area. Needs to get above that 915-ish area. This one's pretty interesting to keep an eye on as well. Just got the patterns, the inverse head and shoulders, the cup and handle intraday. So this one's definitely one that's interesting to keep an eye on for CRK. So I like the pattern on CRK. Obviously not much volume right now, or nothing right now pre-market. So we'll keep an eye, guys. I keep a couple charts up. You'll see I have a few different charts that I do like this. I have a couple screens up with kind of a mix of trade ideas in our watch list. So got to see what moves that. You know, many times these ones that move up pre-market on trade ideas, they dump at the open. So, you know, that's why our watch lists are nice because, you know, I forgot to turn off. Hey, for those of you guys on YouTube, I forgot to shut off the chat. We do all our chatting in the trade room, so not to ignore you, but I'm just shutting off chat right now because it's just I can only look at one chat room at a time. So we do all our chatting in our trade room. So I think right now what I'm gonna look at is, let me split my screen. Ogen maybe. Let me look at Ogen again. OGEN. Kind of has a cup and handle-ish thing going on right now. So we'll keep an eye on Ogen, see if this will kind of form a handle and pop up. And what was the other one I was looking at? It was maybe either CRK or NOG. NOG is a much higher float. I do like this kind of this flat top pattern being formed on NOG right around here. And so I like this kind of inverse head and shoulders pattern. Let me look at the hourly again. Hourly, kind of a cup and handle forming. 5 minute, kind of a cup and handle. So we'll kind of do a mix of either it's CRK and Ogen for right now to start. And for those of you guys watching on YouTube, if you are not a member yet of our community, you can subscribe right over here. We have trade rooms, day trade room, swing trade room, futures room, trade alerts, watch list. We have a bunch of courses. Guys, for those of you guys that are listening, in the next couple days, our courses are going to go behind for our members. So if you're not a member yet, you have a couple days left, and actually 1 or 2 days left, yeah. And these are going to go, our courses are going to be for members only, I think either Wednesday or Thursday once we get everything set up. So if you're not a member yet, make sure you subscribe. We have thousands of dollars worth of courses that are going to be for members only very shortly. And we do our live streaming every day here. And we have all of our members only tutorials over here. So if you're not a member, come and join us. All right, so yeah, gonna look at OGEN, CRK at open, and then I have peripheral ones up as well that I'm keeping an eye on. And now we got to see what happens. Kind of an inverse head and shoulders on the futures right now, so we'll see if it goes red to green on the day as well. So we'll see if it ends up being a bullish day. How's everyone doing in the trade room today? What's going on, guys? I do like NOG the way it's setting up, though. It is a higher float, so this is going to be a slower grind. So keep an eye on NOG too, guys. Awesome, Jack. Let me put on my wrist protector here today. So the moving average line starting to separate a little bit on CRK, so keep an eye on that. See if the price will stay above the moving average lines and push up. You can see NOG too as well is slowly trying to break above pre-market high. I might take a look at that one in a second. OGen. So you can see, guys, here, price might be starting to move up here on CRK. Need some volume. Yeah, it's very low on volume, so keep an eye on this, see if it'll go up and get some volume and break above that 908. You can see an OGEN. It kind of has this cup and handle-ish pattern right here. See if this can go up, and you can see needs to get above that 238 area. So give it a few minutes, guys. You know, you got to be careful chasing at the opening bell. Things get very volatile right at the open. You got to let these patterns play out. CLRB might be trying to make a push. Kind of looks like a head and shoulders-ish pattern right now. Needs to get above that 440s range. OGen starting to move up. Watch for 238 resistance. So OGen needs to get above 238 and hold. See that? Poking up a little bit above that 238 and rejecting right down that 238 resistance. So we'll see if it forms a V bottom and can get above. And you see, like on a stock like CRK, like again, very little volume, but it's just slowly creeping. So you just, this is why you like to have a combination of both trade ideas in our watch list, because these ones, now many times they won't do much of anything, but you can see it's just kind of, it just, you want to see it obviously go and break out, get some volume. You can see there's quite a bit of volume coming in here, but it's still not that much when you look at it. So it needs to get above that 910 area, get a push with some volume. And this might be one of those ones that kind of slowly grinds up for maybe 10, 15, 20 cents, and then maybe it sells off. But you can see right here, this one's a little bit, OGen get pumped up right above that 238, had a V bottom. Now you got to see if it can hold here. Kind of a high wave-ish candle forming on the 1 minute. So we got to watch and see if it can hold now that 238 area. And then it's obviously got to get above 250 as well. So with OGEN, watch now if it forms maybe a bull flag, a little bit of a pullback before a possible break of 250. If not, you can see right here 238 is support, about 250 resistance. So you see, guys, how I just put that line up there before? You could just assume right there. See, it's just rejecting right down. Keep an eye on CRK here. Again, volume very, very low, but just seeing if this will get some volume and push up. But you'll see right here that $1.50 amount, psychological support and resistance areas. And OGen's dumping. I'm going to put CRK off to the side now and watch that one. I don't like the pattern on OGen right now. CLRB might be one to look at. Maybe not. Let me see. So CLRB on the 5 minute I was looking at, but it's still struggling. It kind of has a head, a left shoulder, possible head and shoulders pattern going on right now. And CRK looks like it's moving up a little bit right here. So now CRK, watch this retest of 908 and see if it can hold. Like to see it get still not a lot of volume. So this is something where, like, you want to see these types of patterns, but you want to see volume inside of here. But, you know, watching these ones that kind of ride these moving average lines, those are nice to see, but ideally, again, you need to get volume with that as well. So you can see the moving average line starting to separate, but at this point, you'd want to see a retest of 908 happen, get a bunch of volume coming in to push it up, not all these gaps in volume. Let me see. LEVB is hitting trade ideas. Let me just do this. Nightly scan bullish. So LEVB is moving up. You can see pre-market high is excuse me, 750. Let me look at the daily. Oh, here we go with CRK. Needs to get some more. Is it getting any volume yet? It's still low on volume. Again, these are what you like to see, riding these moving average lines. But again, you want to see much more than 30,000 in volume. Just to show you guys the contrast of what you're looking for. Whereas when you see stuff like this where it's all over the place, you like to see these nice patterns, like kind of pulls up, pulls back near the moving average line. Right here, you know, kind of that bull flag, but you want to see more volume. Yeah, let me take a look at DT. Well, hold on, let me see with LEVB here. So LEVB is moving up. See if it can get above that $7 range. It's kind of got this diagonal bull flag going on here, right up in here. Needs to get above that $7 area. If so, then it's got that 750 resistance. Let me look at the daily as well. Yeah, you got kind of up in this gap right in here. That 6. Let me move this. So it's got this window up here that it has to potentially move up. So we'll keep an eye. Let me look at this one again. Yeah, you got to be careful. It's hard to trade these ones when they go like that diagonal flag. It's a little bit easier when they do pull back like this. So we'll keep an eye on this one for a moment and see if it can hold right here. Kind of, now it might be doing more of a pennant pattern. So let's see if it can get above that $7 right here and hold. Now it's kind of pulling back a little bit right here. And it looks like CRK is taking off a little bit. Still not much volume over here. But you guys see that? It was kind of a bull flag here, a bull flag here. Volume came in. It's still like not the greatest of patterns, but if you know, this is one that even if you got in at 905, 922, that's a 17-cent move. So you got to be careful again with the gaps in volume. But just to show you, I don't like seeing this stuff up here like this. Now watch an eye over here on LEVB. See if it holds kind of on a bull flag. Sets up for a breakout above $7. It's just tapping above $7 or right at $7 now. Might be forming a possible ascending triangle, but got to keep an eye on it. It's a little bit sloppy right now. It needs to get above that $7 range. And there we go. It's above $7. Now $7 is support. This range right around that $7. Now where's my line here? So kind of pulled back, broke out of this flag here. Now it has room to run. Watch 750 resistance. Be careful though. If you're new, you got to be careful buying out here. You had this, your flag right here breaks out of the flag. Now it's kind of up in that window up here. So now you got to watch for another possible pullback. $720 right here. See if we can get above that. $750 resistance. So yeah, we'll pull back right over in here. Now be careful here right now. In a 1 minute, these could be tweezer top reversal down. So you got to watch this one here. $7 support needs to get above $720, $750 resistance. And CRK still moving up, huh? So you guys can see with even with CRK, it's still moving up. Again, not much volume. And right here, tweezer tops on a 1 minute. So right now, $7 support, $720 resistance on the LEVB. So watch it either completely dump or see it gives you, if it gives you another possible flag opportunity. Oops. Keep an eye on it right here, so we'll see. See if it'll give you a flag. If it'll hold right around that $7 and break out. So you have a pullback, one pullback here. See if it can go and get above. Needs to go and break out of this flag and get above that 720 area. It's still a bit choppy though. It's a really long kind of hammer candle. So you can see it's trying to break out of this, but you see it's still kind of faking out. Got in just a little bit above this candle, and now it's kind of faking out. So needs this 9 EMA to catch up, push price above, and get it above 720. So you'll see support $7, needs to get above 720 with that top of that window at 750. So you guys see on CRK, I was telling you it's a little bit fishy. When you see these little gap kind of volume candles right here, you got to be very careful with these. I'm not liking it at the moment now. OGEN might be trying to make a push. OGEN. So keep an eye right here. See if you get a nice green candle that holds above the $7 range. See if you can hold right here. It's still shaky right now with this red kind of inverted hammer. See if you get a bullish hold here above $7. And you can still see right here, OGEN struggling. Needs to get above that 238 area. If so, it's got about right here. Now it needs to hold 238 with 240, 250 or so resistance. You can actually change the trend line drawing. So we'll see if this holds on a flag. It's struggling right now. Needs to get above that $7 range and break out. And you can see OGEN needs to hold this 238 area and push up with that 250 area as resistance. And there it goes. Watch out right there. Real quick move right up just below 249. See that? So now it kind of has a double top, but we'll see if this can form a cup and handle. Needs this 9 EMA to catch up and push it out, but a little bit risky right now, this kind of high wave-ish candle. And LEVB is failing $7 right now. Let me see if we can see anything a little bit better right now. Acres of penny stock. I was just looking at the pattern. Still watching over here with OGEN. I don't like that high wave candle on a 1 minute. See if this 9 EMA will catch up. Right now it's getting closer. Needs to get above that 250 and see it's still rejecting. So now it may be forming a cup, gotta say. But these candles are very choppy at the moment. So it needs to get that 250 is a very important resistance area. Acre, yeah, I'm not liking it. Well, maybe. So this is a cheap penny stock. So I was kind of seeing right here, it might be setting up just because I was looking at this gap. I think there's a gap over in, there's a gap between 52 to 57. So I was just keeping an eye on this one to see kind of a cup and handle-ish. So this is one maybe might get a push, see if it can get about 45 cents. Don't love it at the moment, but Ojin just broke right out. Needs to hold that 250 area now. So at this point, OGEN needs to get above 257, 250 support. So now you have this kind of cup, maybe a handle if this 250 can hold. If so, 250, very important support. If you could break above 257, I'd watch $3 next up. Nice job, ENW. And futures are going red to green. Let me look at VTVT. I see $2 resistance. Let's see, maybe 150. Failed that 150-ish area. So let me look at this one right here. So VTVT pumped up. It's kind of pulling back. So I want to see, obviously it's very far away from the 9 EMA on the 5-minute. But I was keeping an eye on this one to see. It's kind of forming a possible pennant pattern right here. So see if this 9 EMA will catch up and push price up again. Had a real good pump up, pull right back down to the 9. See if the 9 will go and push it up. And at this point, OGEN broke above 257. So kind of had the cup handle, broke out of that handle. Now 257-ish area is support. And now it keeps going up. So now if it pulls back again, you want to see 257 hold. So we'll see if it gives you another opportunity. VTVT might be intriguing. So you kind of have, if you draw your drawings here, kind of has a bull pennant or a symmetrical triangle-ish pattern. Needs to break out above that 140s area, and then watch from some resistance around 150 and 159 if it can break out of that triangle. Careful on OGEN, guys. If you're new, don't buy at a top here. Wait for a possible pullback. This thing's flying now. Watch up for $3. Yeah, $2.80, $3 area. Let me look at the daily. I mean, this thing, I would definitely keep an eye on $3. Keep an eye over here on that symmetrical triangle or that pennant. And don't be surprised if OGEN dumps below $3. So want to see right here with VTVT if this can come and break out of that symmetrical triangle. It's still a little bit slanted down a little bit more than I'd like, but let me take a look at the 5-minute. Again, remember, it's a bit overextended. You got to watch this candle right here on the 5-minute, see if it can hold, and then go get another little push out there. And see, it's struggling getting out of there right now, so it's starting to break down out of that symmetrical triangle, that pennant. And OGEN is struggling at the moment too. So watch and see if it kind of gives you a pullback or if it's just going to dump right down. So that 257-ish area is some support. And Ojin, you got to be careful because of this 5-minute candle right here that formed. You have this high wave candle, so now it gets a little bit really messy over here. So you have to be careful all in here. It gets very volatile. And again, VT is struggling outside of that symmetrical triangle. I'm not sure I'm liking that one right now. Possibly DTEA. Let me take a look at that one. So DTEA has this kind of this falling wedge-ish pattern a little bit. Not quite, but needs to break out, get above this 380s area, and then get above 414. On a 1 minute, let me see if I can connect this line a little bit better. Maybe trying to make a push up. This is one to keep an eye on. And you can see right here, OGN is struggling at the moment. It's dropping now. So now, guys, I'm going to look and see for some patterns right here. Now that market's been open for about 20 minutes or so, I'm going to see if anything's popping up on the scanners that might look pretty good. Possible reversal setting up on KNDI. Well, maybe not. We'll see. Bit overextended. You'll see right up here. Might be doing a cup and handle-ish pattern. Kind of a cup handle. If it can break above 550... you can see it's a bit overextended. I thought it was forming a possible spinning top candle. We got to watch and see. Maybe this might be intriguing. So this one was kind of riding the 9 right here. So when you can see like the moving average line separate and the, you know, price ride the 9 like this, these are nice ones to watch. Bit overextended at the moment, but this is nice. This is what I was showing you guys before, ideally with CRK, but it wasn't getting the volume. KNDI, not a lot of volume, still under 313,000. You know, kind of okay to watch, but this is nice where you can kind of ride that 9 EMA. But when it started to get to this point, you got to be very careful. It's a bit overextended. But it's one to keep an eye on, see if this 9 EMA will catch up and possibly get some movement to break out above that 550-ish area. So you have a pullback right over in here in KNDI, right in here. Here are one, kind of two pullbacks. So you got to be careful on this one right here. I'm just keeping an eye on it. Again, away from the 9 EMA a bunch, but I want to see if this 9 EMA will catch up and see if it can hold. I'm going to keep this one on watch a little bit and see if it might be forming a setup for a possible breakout. Again, a bit overextended. Ojin is still a bit risky at the moment, guys. I mean, this, you have a high wave candle right here on a 5 minute. This one's a bit crazy as well. I'd like to see this give a strong hold around this 257-ish area, but you have this major high wave candle you have to be careful of. So on KND, see, this is where you get a little shaky. I was looking at the 5 minute right over here. You can see it might be doing a kind of a doji candle. Got to see what happens here, but again, starting a bit overextended, might be forming a doji or a spinning top candle, so it might be forming a possible evening star pattern right below that 550 marker. So that's where, again, you can get kind of faked out on these 1 minutes where it looks like it might be good to possibly take a trade, but it's not holding. You want to see it hold that 9 EMA. So it doesn't mean it's out at the moment, but you want to see right here, will it stay within here, maybe give you a candlestick or two and hold within here and get the 9 EMA to push it out. But you got to be careful at the moment. It's looking shaky. Yeah, that 5 minute. Now look at the 5 minute right here. Now you have, there you go. There's your doji candle. That's a scary candle. Possible evening star pattern if it starts to fail right here, right below this right here. That 533 marker. So if you're going short, you can take a short below 533 using a close above 543 as your stop. Again, be aware that it's super overextended. So this is where the shorts might come in. They might take a short below 5. Now, the only thing, though, is you have to be careful. It looks potentially good, but it's only about 10 cents down to the 9 EMA. So would you be willing to risk 10 cents to make 10 cents? It might not be worth that. You know, that's a 1-to-1 profit-loss ratio. Now, keep an eye on Ojin right now. Might be holding that 258 marker. Let's see on a 1 minute. I'm going to remove some of these drawings. Ojin, keep an eye on this one right here. This one might be still moving up. Candles are a bit crazy on a 1 minute, but it's been kind of holding this trend line here. See if it can move up that 283 resistance. And see that KNDI might be faking people out right here. Got to be careful when it gets to these spinning top candles. It gets a little bit crazy. So sometimes this is a fake out candle as well. So that's where you have to be careful. Again, you know, this is where if you took a short, you know, again, like I was saying, risking 10 cents to make possibly 10 cents, pretty shaky. And this might be, again, so it doesn't mean it won't continue down, but this is these spinning tops of these doji candles you have to be careful of. So this one kind of faked out a little bit because this was showing some weakness, and then this candle just came in and broke out, but then this could be a fake out as well, and it's failing right below that 550 marker. Let me look at LEVB. So LEVB, high day 848. This one's going pretty crazy right now. On the 1 minute, see if, let me go to a 5 or a daily first in the 5. So right near, it needs to hold that 770-ish marker right in here. So maybe doing a cup and handle-ish pattern. So it broke out above that 770 up to 848. On a 5 minute, be careful because this candle's all over the place. That 848 right down to 770s right now. Might be forming a shooting star. So it has kind of a cup pattern. So maybe it'll form a cup and handle and continue. But you got this long wick now at 848 you got to be careful of. And keep an eye on Ojin. This one may be still continuing up. Let's take a look at the 5. $283 resistance if this continues. So right up between this 280 to 283 marker. So at this point, you kind of have this shooting star candle on a 5 minute with LEVB. So it's got to contend with this whole entire area from 848 down to this 780s range. So if you look at the daily, It's caught right between, right in here, this top of this previous crazy candle over here. And now it's starting to fail over here. So at this point, you got to watch. You know, might be forming a cup and handle now. So kind of cup breaks out. Maybe it'll form a handle. So see if it can kind of, you know, it just broke out. It's pulling right back down. It's got to contend within here. So now at this point, I'd watch. See if the 9 EMA and the 5-minute will catch up and kind of push it up and give it a better pattern. It's a little bit shaky at the moment. Ojin's still riding this trend line up over in here. And 283 is resistance. Creed. Is that Creed? Creed's memes. These are always funny. Why did I lose on this trade? Did you have a trading plan? I just followed my guru. He's going to make me a millionaire. Ha ha ha. Oh, Creed, you're the best. I'm going to move LEVB over to the side for now. Yeah, look at, see that, guys? Dropping hard right now. So this one needs, again, price to catch up. Yeah, right now. So again, it failed that 770s area. Dropping hard right now. Big shooting star in a 5-minute. I'm not liking that pattern. Now, CLRB might be creeping up. Has that left shoulder right around that 430s range. So you have a lot of these wicks that it's got to contend with. So you can see kind of a head and shoulders pattern. See if those moving average lines will cross and push price up. Let me look at the 1 minute. Yeah, it's still a bit choppy, actually. This one's a bit messy. CLRB is red to green, unless I'm not looking at it right. This is previous close down here. And these candles are all over the place right now. So sometimes when you see it like on a 1 minute, it gets all messy like this, and then when you go to a 5 minute, like to slow it down a little bit, it just makes it a little bit easier to see, like, okay, needs to get above that 430s range and break that left shoulder. And you can see it's rejecting right below that left shoulder now. You guys see that? Head, left shoulder, right shoulder. So head and shoulders needs to break. If it could break above 430 and hold, then it might have some room to run. Then I'd watch about 450 and then that 476 area. Ojin is moving up. Let's see. So Ojin now might be forming, look at that, 283 area. Now look at breaking above 283, next up $3. So support 283. I'm going to adjust my trend line a little bit. So now you can see just barely getting above that 283. Needs to hold, get above 283, and continue up. So if you're watching Ojin 283 support area, let's see if we can get above $3. Careful of this kind of a high wave-ish candle or spinning top candle. Want to see it hold above that 283. And be careful right now. The market is dropping towards VWAP, so be careful of possible reversal on a 1 minute. Might be forming tweezer tops. Got to watch and see. This may turn into a cup and handle. Needs to hold that 283 marker, and it's starting to fail right now. You have to be careful of these spinning top candles. Creed, you're the best, buddy. So at this point with OGEN, possible cup and handle. We'll see if it can hold this bottom trend line here and push back up. Right now it's showing some weakness. And again, like I was saying in the 1 minute, possible tweezer tops. And look, it did. Tweezer topped, reversal down. Right back down to the trend line right here. I'm going to move OGEN back over to the side. And you guys will see that. See those tweezer tops on a 5 minute right here? 2 equal tops failing right back down. So at this point, it's got to get back above that 283, and then it's got that 289 area, and then $3. So it's got a lot to contend with right now. I'm going to probably put it, yeah, I'm going to keep the 5 minute up. I'll keep a 5 minute on it. So at this point, needs to get above that 283 again, 289, then it's got $3 resistance. These candles are a bit crazy. Freddie says, thanks, Lucian. Been learning from you in paper trading for 7 months now. Learning a lot, and most importantly, patience for better entry. Love it. We like to tell people, guys, it's very important. Treat your virtual account just like you would a real account. Very simple, guys. It sounds crazy, right? But like, it sounds like common sense, but people don't listen. If you can't consistently trade successfully in a virtual account, what makes you think that you're going to trade successfully with real money? Think about it. Makes no sense. But people do that all the time. People will trade successfully in a virtual account, or actually they'll trade crappy in a virtual account, and then they go up and blow their real account, and then they realize, well, why did I make money? It's because you didn't know what you had no business trading with real money, right? The emotions with trading with real money are completely different than paper trading. So that's where when someone's new, we tell them, treat your virtual account the exact same way, 100%, the exact same way that you would a real account. Trade with real shares, real stops, real everything. If you don't treat your virtual account with the same investment, again, you can't give it exactly the same investment because real emotions get in the way with trading, but you have to start and try and do it that way. The complete and total sheer discipline that you would with a real account. If you don't do that, you're going to blow up your account, and then you're going to lose your money. So we always advocate, very, very important, treat your virtual account just like you would a real account. And then when you go and trade with real money, don't trade with real size right off the bat. You got to scale your way up. It's very easy to blow up your account and hit a wrong hotkey and do all that stuff, right? Take some time. So if you're going to trade regularly with 1,000 shares, start off with 100, then go up to 200, then maybe 400 or 500, 750, then 1,000. Slowly scale your way up. Trying to see some good patterns, guys. I'm not liking this. What are you guys seeing in the trade, and what are you guys liking? I'm looking at CRK's looking crappy, CLRB's looking crappy, DTEA's looking crappy, maybe OGEN. Possible on OGN right now. Let's do this. Let me clear my drawings. So maybe forming an ascending triangle right here. So I'd still keep an eye on it. It's a little bit all over the place still. But this one's showing at least a little bit of some life here. So possible ascending triangle. And let me connect the trend line. You guys can kind of see these bouncing right off that 20 EMA. So this one right here, keep an eye on it. Next up, that $3 marker. Right here, $3. So it needs to stay above that 289. Then next up, $3. There you go. Ascending triangle needs to hold that careful $3 now. Watch the retest of 290, see if it holds. Watch for tweezer tops, possible reversal down. So right here on OGE on 289 support, $3 resistance. If it breaks above $3, you absolutely want to see $3 hold for support. Be careful of this candle right here. Now you kind of got this, let's do this. Kind of got this rising wedge pattern right now. So this is where you got to be careful here. It's right at resistance on a rising wedge, right below a whole dollar amount, $3. Watch for a possible reversal down. You guys see this? Kind of a, yeah, kind of like a rising wedge pattern. So you can see this resistance area. It's right at the top. See that? Smack down. Bam. There you go. Support and resistance, guys. I might keep an eye on KNDI right now. So now watch right over here. See if it gives a smaller pullback. So right now it's rejecting, but so if it can go and get above and break out, again, that $3 range, very important. If it breaks above $3, you want to see it hold. And it's slowly trying to creep right up here. There it goes above $3. Watch this $3, this retest, see if it holds. Right back down. Hitting trade ideas, $3 support area. If it retests $3, see if it can hold. Now it's really flying. This thing can really, I'd keep an eye on next up about that 350 marker, that whole and $half. It's has a history of pumping, so definitely keep an eye on 350. $half amount. If you're new, again, be very careful you don't buy way out here. You buy near support areas, and this thing's just lifting off. So at this point, you got to watch for a pullback. Watch for tweezer tops, possibly right here, reversal. Watch for a dump back down to $3. KNDI, I'm going to put that one up right now. I was just talking about that one. So I was watching this kind of this ascending triangle. You guys see this kind of an ascending triangle right here. Still a bit overextended, but kind of intriguing where it's kind of got kind of that ascending triangle pattern. See if this can go and break above out of that 545 marker. Needs to hold this area, this 540 as well. So it kind of has an ascending triangle. So I was just looking at that one front to the side. You guys see this on OGEN, that tweezer top? Boom, failed right back down. And at this point, I'd want to watch for a reset on the 5-minute. This thing's nasty now. KNDI, 5-cent tick. Yeah, I don't like 5-cent ticks. Seed is hitting trade ideas. Ooh, that's a nasty looking shooting starish pattern. Lots of reversals. Yes, there is. I'm going to look right now, see if I can see anything for you guys. Look at CVSI. CVSI is really falling right now. That 448 marker, right around that 50 SMA. This one might have a possible reversal. It's selling off pretty hard right now. Let's take a look at the hourly. Right even at that 466, that 200 SMA. It kind of has a descending triangle. I'm watching right here. So when a stock starts really selling off like this, see that in a 5-minute? Well, it's still actually closer. It looks far away from that 9 EMA. This is where you could look for a possible dip by a smaller 5-minute candle reversal up. But it's not like it's only 10 cents up. So it looks like it's more. But this is stuff I like to look at and see, okay, will it give me a smaller candle reversal after it's selling off for a possible reversal back up to the moving average lines? Not enough room, though, for me. Man, lots of sloppiness, guys, today. Sloppy patterns. INO I'd be careful of right now. Let's see here. Kind of has another rising wedge pattern. Let's see. Another kind of rising wedge. You have a high wave candle here. Be careful, right? Of a reversal. Watch out for a possible reversal on INO. Let me see on the daily. So you guys see kind of the top of that trend line. Got a high wave candle on a 5 minute. So watch for a possible, again, doesn't mean it won't continue up. Needs to get above 617. It's at resistance. Watch for a possible reversal down. Got to watch and see. I'm not seeing much of anything, guys. I might look at the bearish scanner in a moment here. Maybe on D. Let me see. Yeah, it's still a little too sloppy for me. I'm going to look at ones that are selling off right now, guys, for possible reversals. Still has kind of a cup and handle-ish pattern. This is a nasty, crazy looking one here on NBEV pot stock. So I'm looking more of stuff like this that's selling off back to the moving average lines. Let me see. More of stuff like this, but I don't like these high wave candles. I'll show you guys one when I see something. I don't like the high wave candle-ish, like the long wicks and stuff like that. So I'm looking for stuff that is selling off like this, that's moving back to the moving average lines, but with better entries. Freddie says, Lucian, while the charts are slow, I have a quick question. While I've been practicing day trading for 7 months, would it be wise if I prove consistent to start into a real account, or should I spend all my time now learning options and futures? I know nothing about futures and options. What would you recommend doing? I planned on going on real money next year in January. Great question. That's kind of a loaded question in the sense that if you've been doing really well in a virtual account, then if you stop that and just go and learn all options and futures that you don't know how to do now, you could ruin the momentum that you've learned. I always suggest if you're doing really well in a virtual account day trading, then just do small positions with real money, and practice scalping, so maybe just practice just getting your commission fees back. Right. So, if you want to be a day trader and you're doing well with, in a virtual account, just practice a small positions, if, like I was saying earlier, if you're going to trade with 1,000 or 2,000 shares, start off with 100 or 200. And just trade and just try to get your commission fees back, right? Practice getting in and out of the motions with real trades with just very small positions, So maybe you make 50 or 100 trades with just, 100 shares and practice like trying to scalp 5 or 10 cents. And then just slowly scale your way up. It takes a long time to get really comfortable with trading. But I would just be careful, like if you're you've been practicing with day trading, and then you're like, oh, okay, you know, let me go and learn options and futures now. Then you spend a few months learning options or futures, and then you're like, I forgot how to do day trading. Then you got to go back and relearn that again and do paper trading again for a few months and then scale your way up. I don't know if that makes sense. Hopefully that helps you. Again, there's not really a right or wrong way in the sense that, like, you know, people switch all the time. Some people want to be like a day trader doing penny stocks and then they move to options. See, I like more higher price stocks. My style is not like Dan is more of the low floaters. You know, for those that have been following me for a while, my style is not trading the low floaters and trading those. My style is more of the bigger stocks and like day trading options. I like the patterns a lot more. It's a lot less pumping and dumping. I like reversals. I like patterns. So now if I was to trade these low floaters, I like them on a possible, I'm trying to even find a good pattern for you guys. So I'm not even liking any of these patterns. Let me see if I can find something good for you. Like this, but I still don't like the spinning top. I like when they're falling off and they're further away from these moving average lines for a possible dip buy, or the ride the 9 strategy, or those nice bull flags. The stuff today that we've been seeing has been a little bit too crazy. Like, to show you guys I'll show you a few of them. Like CLRB. Like this. This is just too nuts for me. It's just crazy all over the place. I don't like that. That head and shoulders, like I showed you guys before, right? Right here, that shoulder, right shoulder, left shoulder, smacked down, right? Boom. So my bear says, it's true, Lucian. I think a lot of the problems I face is that I don't have a huge account. I don't allow myself that yet. So I'm always trying to find the best way to grow my account so that I can make decent money day trading. I've been reading up on options and swings. Yeah, I mean, guys, that's the thing, is there's really not a right or wrong way type of thing. Meaning there's no perfect answer to trading, right? You got to find your trading style and your niche. I've gone over the years, just I've changed quite a bit. But some people, again, like they might start off day trading penny stocks and then they move to options, or they might go options and then move to penny stocks. It's still, you know, even though my style is not trading like a CLRB like this, it's still, like I tell you guys, it's still all about patterns, right? So the pattern that you see here, this is still a head, left shoulder, right shoulder, a head and shoulders, neckline breakdown right here. That's still the same thing you could see on Apple or Netflix or Google or any of those, right? So just because, you know, again, Dan and I, different trading styles. Dan likes trading these ones. I personally don't. I like doing the higher priced ones, and I like more of the patterns. So like there's less pumping and less dumping. Doesn't mean an Apple or a Facebook won't dump. It's just, again, just because I like that doesn't mean like, oh, wow, I can go day trade options. I should go do that. That's a whole other beast, right? Or swing trade options. But if you're getting into a strategy and it works for you, and you're doing well, like really well paper trading with it, we say always do at least a 2-to-1 profit loss ratio. Have at least a 60 to 65% win ratio. If you're doing that consistently for 2 to 3 months, then scale your way up to real money with small positions, right? Real money, small positions. So if you're doing 1,000 shares on your paper, go to 100 shares. Do that for a week or two. Then move up to 200, then to 300, to 500. If this sounds mind-numbing to you guys, if you're new and you're like, I don't want to do that, that sounds like too much work, then don't trade. You know, maybe trading's not for you. You know, takes hard work, right? It takes a lot of hard work. Liquid Gabe, just to let you know, we do have an options course on our website for those that want to learn options. This is going to be open for the next, well, you guys are members that are listening right now. So for those of you guys that are in our trade room right now, we're going to move these courses, the candlestick courses we're going to keep out in the Thinkorswim, but our stock, our day trading, our swing trading options courses, these are going to be members only courses, probably within the next couple of days. So good news, we have an options course over here. You can take it. There's a lot of moving parts to options, so it takes quite a bit of time to learn. But we do, again, we have a basic trading, stock trading course, day trading, swing trading, options course. So for those of you guys who have been following us, if you're members, great news. This will stay the same for you. All you'll do is just log in to your account and you'll be able to just take our courses. Right now, they're open to the public, but we will be shutting these down within the next few days. So for all of you newbies that are not members yet, pay up, newbies. That's my way to insult somebody today, right? Just to tick somebody off. I always got to say something I got to channel my inner, I can't think of it. These patterns suck today, guys. My goodness. We're just reading your guys' comments. My bear, you've been taking an options course? We're going to do a lot of more option stuff for you guys as well. There's also a members only section right in here of our website, right over in here. So we have your basic options course right here. And then we have our members only section right in here where we add in other stuff in here like straddles, spreads, unusual options activity. So we have several of our videos in here. We'll be putting more stuff back here for you guys as well. But again, if you're new and you guys are just coming over to us, again, this is going to keep you busy for months, right? This is going to keep you, if you're new to trading, you know, we set you guys up here with all these courses right here. We have our members only content all down in here, like all the stuff, all our scanner settings back here, how to trade candlesticks, trend lines, technical analysis. So for those of you guys that are members, this is all private content. Actually, it's open right now, but it's going to become private very soon. I had to make a bunch of changes to some stuff over the past month or so, but all this stuff right now, it's open, but it's going to be shut down probably shortly, and it's going to be for members only. All right. So let me go back down here. Guys, I'm not saying anything today I like. I just don't like any of it. So then you can say, well, what is going on today? Why do things look so crappy? Well, let's go take a look at futures. And here you go. So price, like I was showing you guys earlier today, price is right in the smack dab in the center of a rising wedge pattern. It's right near support. It's caught between support and resistance. You have a small little candle right here. And it's struggling between red and green today. So all of this affects price movement of stocks. So these are the days that you might only be able to scalp a few cents, or this is the day where you're like, I'm not going to trade, right? Nobody's forcing you to trade but yourself. Later, my bear. Let me take a look at IBIO. I see that on Trade Ideas. Ooh, that's a nasty looking high wave. So you can see kind of a left shoulder head, right shoulder, inverse head and shoulders, right setting up below that dollar marker, and you can see that nasty high wave candle. Man, that's a crazy looking pattern. Kind of a symmetrical triangle-ish as well. That's a crazy looking chart. Let me look at IGC. Well, IGC is moving up. Possible ascending triangle formation forming. Let's see. Let me remove the drawings. Let's actually do that. Ooh, that's a bit really overextended right now. I'm gonna look on the weekly. Yeah, be very careful of this one. Yeah, it's a. Well, it might be moving. You got to be careful. This is a bit overextended. Right at that. See that? It's right poking at pre-market high right now. That 1280s. Let me go down to the 1 minute. Yeah, it's a bit scary right now. Forming possible doji right at pre-market high. Needs to get above that 1280s and get above that $13 marker. So as you guys see IGC, I guess it's a marijuana stock, right? You guys were saying, yeah, it looks like it's a pot stock. So it went right up to pre-market high. Here's the 1 minute. Right over here, you can see it went right up to pre-market high, got right above, now pulling back. So at this point, you got to be very careful, especially that 5 minute candle, a bit kind of overextended. So this might be, I was looking at this as possibly setting up for a ascending triangle formation. So you can kind of like, you know, draw your trend lines and just kind of put them back over. It's not the greatest right here. Kind of, it's a little bit sloppy, but I was looking right up here where you can see kind of a top over here. This may reject and pull back and might yo-yo for a little bit and watch for a possible ascending triangle formation. Careful this high wave kind of candle right here. So it's caught, and you can see right here, you know, that 1216 right to 1250s. There's quite a bit of room right here. It looks, this is where you can be like looking at something and it can be intriguing, and then you could be like, whoa, it's that's still a pretty decent drop. So it needs to go, and I'd look to see it get above, if it can get above that $13 range. Yeah, with NBEV, but the other problem is I have to look at took a dump today. Let me see. Yeah, the problem is, guys, once these do, the thing is, guys, you got to look at this thing, like these stocks, they pump and dump, so volatile, right? And then when they get to like this point, they become very difficult to trade. You can scalp them, obviously, intraday, in and out, but, you know, things going like this, right? Just kind of trading sideways. And, I mean, it's going, you know, $1 to $2 and up to $10, and then it's yo-yoing people all around. And you can see kind of this did a complete dump today. And it makes it a little bit more... Well, actually, in the one, here's the hourly. This might be doing a cup and handle on the hourly, but still look at it. It's just it's a mess right now. Right all in here. Ah, Creed's got a YouTube channel, huh? There's Creed.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Creed Moore with the Bullish Bears.
Hey, Creed. Nice. I like it, Creed. I'm going to have to take a look, buddy. Guys, so if you're watching, I'm, again, it's a crappy looking day for patterns. Although, NBEV might be moving up. Let me take a look at NBEV again. If you guys obviously know, I'm always trying to find good patterns and good setups, and it just, you know, it doesn't mean you can't trade these and scalp them. It's just, I'm not a huge fan of this style of pattern right here. So you can see it's kind of got this falling wedge pattern right here on the 1 minute. It's kind of right in the center of it. Might have a move up, but needs to get above that. See, just all this choppiness. I don't like it. Some people like trading this in and out. I don't. Maybe I'll take the next 15 minutes or so and I'll show you guys some of the stuff I like to see a little bit more. Like we'll go... Let's take a look at some of the larger cap stocks. So let's take a look at some of the bigger ones, see if there's anything better to look at today. Nice job, Arena. First two are still choppy here. Let's see if anything else looks good. Choppy, choppy, choppy. Choppy. Now, with Apple, so this is one to keep an eye on right here. So Apple might be forming an ascending triangle. You guys see this? So now here's a daily chart of Apple. You have a test of high. This should be all-time highs, right? Yeah, all-time highs. Go to the daily of Apple, kind of a cup pattern. So you can see a top, several touches of a top right in here. This might be forming an ascending triangle. Let's look at the hourly. It's a little bit messy on the hourly though, so you got to be careful. This might be pulling back on the hourly. Let's look at the, so on the 5 minute, it's kind of dumping, but this is again, one to keep an eye on, that this might be forming and setting up at some point for a possible ascending triangle breakout. You see how just the patterns look a little bit more cleaner. There's less pumping and dumping. Is what I'm saying. But you got to be careful on the daily here. This might be forming tweezer tops today. I got to watch and see. So this could still pull back to the moving average lines, but at least you can connect these trend lines and see the patterns. Let me take a look at Race and Baba, as Creed is saying. Oof. Lots of gaps on these. These are ones I'm not a fan of. I don't like a ton of gaps all over the place. Race is definitely falling right now. Let me look at. I'm not digging race right now. Are you liking race for a short or to go long? Baba. Yeah. Yeah, okay, short. So now Caterpillar, this one might be interesting. You can see possible cup and handle formation right here. So big cup. There's your kind of handle. A little bit matte right up here. This candle is a little bit nasty right here on the 5 minute here today. But you can see this might, if this can hold the 9 EMA, this might be forming a cup and handle pattern. And needs to get of that 158 marker. So you can see a cup, handle formation back. See if it can hold this 9 EMA. Go and break out, get above that 155 area. Some resistance around that 157, 158. You can see there goes the handle right down here on the hourly. See, this is more my style, guys. This is like more of the patterns. This is what I personally like much better. But again, doesn't mean I can't still show you each day when we're basically teaching you guys support and resistance. So what you learn on, support and resistance over on Caterpillar, same thing on a Dries or a Tops. It just, they move a lot quicker. And you got to be more careful. When something like this on a cat, when it drops down like this, you might not panic as much on a stock like cat, but if this happened on, Dries, you might freak. This could be like a drop from who the heck knows. It may get pumped up to $5 and then it drops down to $1.50 when something like this happens, right? You got to be very careful. But on something like a Caterpillar or these bigger stocks, you don't necessarily panic as much. Again, I'm not saying I like this pattern, but just giving you guys an idea. So again, you can see possible cup and handle pattern forming on cat. Apple has a possible ascending triangle pattern forming. Let's take a look at some of these other ones. Walmart, another kind of cup and handle. Big cup. And there's your handle. So cup, handle pattern. Gets a little bit crazier in here. So when you get to the hourly, it gets like, oh, okay, when I'm looking at the hourly, it's looking really messy. But see if it can hold this 200 SMA. And then I got to go back to the daily. So Walmart's a little bit trickier. This one's all over the place. So see if it can break out of this area, and you can see some resistance between right up in here on the way up. So you can see the moving average lines kind of pinching. See if they can cross, break out, and then get above these resistance levels. This is a huge cut pattern. And you can see it's struggling. You'll see if it can hold this 200 SMA. If this can hold and move up, it might have some room. GE, let me take a look at GE. Oh. No, thank you. Let me look at the hourly. Yeesh. GE short or long? I'm not liking that pattern. Let's look at Facebook. Ouch. United Healthcare might be one that's interesting to watch. So here's another one where you can kind of draw kind of a top right in here. You can do this one's got kind of a rising wedge pattern, but within it, it kind of has almost an ascending triangle. So this one's interesting. Let me look at hourly. Yeah, it's above the moving average lines. Kind of a cup and handle. Got to watch around that 271 marker. Let's see here. Near all-time high. So this might be another one again. Got to watch and see. Kind of has a huge rising wedge pattern if it can break out. Again, no previous resistance, so it is kind of at all-time highs. But this is the stuff you're looking for, guys. It's a constant state of looking just like at patterns, support, resistance, patterns. Another one that might be kind of a cup and handle-ish on Johnson & Johnson. So Johnson & Johnson's above the moving average lines on the hourly, on the daily. Maybe trying to move up, possible reversal. You can see kind of another kind of cup base formation forming here. And might be breaking out of a handle. Look at the hourly again. Yeah, so this one has some room. This one has some possible room to move up, potentially a few dollars or so, possibly up to that 143 marker. So you can see it kind of had that cup, kind of a cup handle right here. Might be trying to break out of that handle. Has some room to run that 143 resistance area. So this one might be one to keep an eye on. Johnson & Johnson. Verizon, another kind of cup and handle. Verizon's chart's so messy. So cup, or you see a big cup, you can see a double bottom as well over in here. And you can just kind of draw your tops right in here. So the top of the cup, let me look at the hourly. So if you look at this, it should translate on the daily right over in there. So you can see kind of a handle right here on a cup and handle. Chart's definitely messy. Moving average lines, let's see if they can cross and push price up. But, you know, again, you know, $54 to $55 range. Some resistance. This chart's a little bit all over the place for Verizon. Disney, I know people were talking about Disney. Disney's got another cup and handle. You can see, guys, many of these, you know, again, a lot of these stocks form very similar patterns. You know, these bigger stocks, they run with the market, so many of them will form similar patterns. And you can see Disney forming a possible cup and handle. Cup, handle right over in here. Let's look at the hourly. So this has got kind of a cup and handle pattern. Big double bottom there. And so you can kind of just draw your You know, so you can see kind of a cup and handle. It's a bit overextended on the daily, but you know what? It needs to get above that 118 area. It's 116 now. Let's see what the all-time. You know, if it breaks, it still has some room up to maybe even that 120-ish area, and it might be forming a longer-term ascending triangle possible. You know, see if this thing can get above that 120 marker. You guys see, I just drew out a few cup and handle patterns for you. No surprise, many of these stocks, they run with the market. Coca-Cola, another kind of cup and handle, kind of a cup handle-ish, or you could do, it's like a sideways cup and handle, like put it to the side coming down, and then you can see left shoulder, head, right shoulder, so you have an inverse head and shoulders within this. So it's like a sideways cup and handle. That one's a little bit trickier. So you got to kind of look at it as like a slant. That one's a little bit more difficult. Home Depot. I'm looking at some of the earlier ones from today, guys. Patterns are still a little bit messy. IBM is interesting. It's a bit crazy all over the place, but you can see kind of a left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So you can see kind of an inverse head and shoulders, and you can see a gap on the daily right over within here, this 152 all the way up to this 158. So there's going to be some crazy volatility within there. You can see kind of a cup and handle-ish or inverse head and shoulders. Let's look at the hourly. Yeah, so that crazy looking candle, kind of shooting starish candle right in here. So this one's a little bit all over the place right now, but that's what happens when it starts to get into a gap. You can see it's in a gap on the daily. It's got some room to move up if it can, but you know, it's got a window gap of 152 all the way up to 158. So this is one to keep an eye on. You know, obviously it's a bit nuts, but Santaquin, dude. All the pot sticks are in perfect unison with each other on the 5-minute. Amazing to have 6 of them up all at the same time, all forming bull pennants at the same time. Let's take a look at NBEV. I'll pull up NBEV. Let me go back over here. The scan's not working right now. Which ones are you guys looking at? I said NBEV. Oh, there we go. we'll take a last look at the market for you guys here right now. So keep an eye on the futures. So futures are just, this is why today is what it is. It's right all in here between the struggle between red to green today. And if you look at the daily right over here, you'll see might be trying to hold that 9 EMA. Small looking candle back and forth today. And hence, why not a lot of the great patterns today. So, wish I could have showed you some other better stuff. Hopefully I showed you some good patterns and stuff. I tried to mix it up for you guys. It was not a fun day looking at a bunch of these patterns. So, that is why. So, for those of you guys that are in the trade room, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. For those of you guys on YouTube, if you're not a member yet, you'll see right over here, number one, especially even though you guys are members as well, we have a very large community on Facebook. Again, we're the Bullish Bears. Come and join us. Almost 33,000 people now. We started our group and had 40. Now we're up 33,000 people. So growing like crazy, which is awesome. Again, no, I won't be back for Power Hour. So guys, if you're not a member of our community yet, come and join us. We have awesome mods in here, guys. For those of you guys who have been around for a while, we keep all the spammers, the trolls, the garbage, the crap, the politics, the infighting, all that stays out of the community. And if anything ever slips through the crack, just report it. Don't fight with people. Just report it. We'll remove it. We'll remove the user. Don't worry about it. We keep a very, very clean community on Facebook. So it's a great place to ask questions, interact with other people. We keep all the fighting out. So shout out to the mods who do an awesome job every day, keeping all the crap out. Yes, the trolls do love me on YouTube. Yes, I'm sure we definitely have a troll or two on our YouTube right now. That's why we don't keep it open very much. But when we do go on YouTube, or when we do, and I do, I manage to trigger a troll or two here or there. So I'm sure I'll probably get a downvote or a dislike here or there, because trolls have nothing better to do. Oh, don't get me on the subject of trolls. Yes, thank you, Big Bear. Don't forget the Mind Soul. I got it. I'll look at it. Thanks, Jack. Appreciate it. You got it, Hawaii Trader. So, thanks. You're the best. All your thanks, Serena. You guys got it. Thien saying later, Dan. It's Lucian. I don't know if Thien, are you trolling me now? Oh boy. So yeah, guys, if you're watching on YouTube, or if you haven't joined us yet, we have a day trade room, swing trade room, futures room. Yeah, that was Master Troll Thien. So we have our trade rooms here. This is who I'm talking to right now. Later, guys. Later, Thien. We have trade alerts, watch list all over in here. We do share our trade ideas, screen share every day as a try it before you buy it. We are huge fans of trade ideas. We have thousands of dollars of courses right now for free, soon to be at some point this week. Our courses are going to be for existing members only, or for members only. So if you're a freebie that's been mooching for a while, it's time to pay up, pay up, freebies, right? You want to get all this content. Guys, come on. All this stuff. This is a lot of content. Massive amounts of hours in here. I don't even know, 150, 200 videos, something in here of just incredible content. And if you guys haven't looked elsewhere, just go into Google right now. And if you don't believe me, type in day trading course, type in swing trading course, type in options trading course, and you're going to get probably $2,000 to $3,000 worth of cost total. So right now we're including all of this for free. But in the next day or two, it's going to be, yeah, I'm sure they're not. Yeah, Carl says, are there non-payers listening now on YouTube? Oh, of course, I'm sure there are. There are probably some good-hearted people on YouTube that want to learn, and then there's also probably a couple trolls on there as well. So, Arena, glad you guys are getting paid for it. You guys are worth all the money in the world. That was nice. Thanks, Arena. So yeah, so we're going to, all our courses here, guys, I mean, thousands of dollars elsewhere you're going to pay for all these courses. And we're going to basically include it for our members only. You'll see right here we have our live streaming every day. Just reading your comments. Raph says, Lucian, before I found you guys, I paid like $400 for like 5% of what you guys have on that website. So glad I found you guys. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, guys, like, so all here you can see the live streaming. We have all of our members. So we do our live streaming every day here. So for those that are new or that sign up, all you got to do is just log in each day. Come down here, you'll see we share our Trade Ideas screen share link every day. Guys, it's a $120 a month scanner. We love Trade Ideas. We want you to buy your own copy of Trade Ideas, but if you're new getting started, use ours for now, and then when you have the budget, purchase it and get your own scanner. So we love Trade Ideas. So we share our link each day. We do our Zoom, so we have our live trading here. We have our YouTube over here, so this is where we stream each day. So again, all of our trade rooms, our trade alerts, our watch list, all of our courses will be for members only. We have our live streaming, our members only videos, just to show you guys again. These are open right now because I had to make a bunch of adjustments the past few weeks, but these will be all shut down for members only very shortly. So guys, as you guys were saying, you know, go look at the stuff and look at how much it costs. And if you look right here, if you click subscribe, you know, we're only right now $49 a month or $300 for the year. If you do your research with other trading companies, you know, $300 for an entire year, that's a cost of, you know, 1 to 2 months elsewhere with everything included, right? So all of our courses right here, we're going to put right behind for members only. So we do our best to make things just very economical for you guys. And as we grow, you know, for those who've been watching, there's other people that are in our rooms and practicing and stuff like that. We might bring other people on and help to teach you guys. That's our intention, is to keep growing as a community and keep helping you guys and giving back. So that's what I got for you guys all today. You have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys all later. Enjoy.